Hello everyone, and welcome to the stream of the NAS P1 and GT4 endurance race here at round 3 at Interlagos. So this series is part of a championship in the NAS AMS2 Racing League, and here are the standings since round 2 and round 1. So then we have NASCAR 24 in the lead in the P1 Gen 2, and then Ember in second, followed by Attack, and then LLL and Abo, and Psycho and Robin. And then since it's a multi-class race, we have GT4 as well, and there we have Joe, Geramix, Blinking, Luton Boy, Giga VR, Master, and Arstein. So here are the drivers as they are getting ready for the race. Now some drivers have the wrong livery right now, as in the P1 class it's only the Genettas G58s that are available this time. So, okay, Ember has the correct livery now, and we're just waiting for Attack and Robin. Okay. So Attack seems to have joined the NAS Rapid team in the P1 class. Okay, so it seems like LLL and Robin are teammates now. When everyone's ready, the race will start. First, there will be a 5 minutes practice session, followed by 10 minutes of qualifying, and then 1 hour long race with 3 random weather slots and accelerated fuel and tire wear. So it's 2 times the normal wear that they would have. Now, this is a new team championship for the P1 class. Since before we had all P1 vehicles available with a license point system to designate teams for each driver, but now since some P1 cars were too overpowered, so now we made it so that everyone has a Genetta instead. And the Genetta G58s are quite easy to drive. They have good handling, and their lap times are very similar to LMP2 cars around Spa. So let's see here if anyone's going to exit the pit lane to start your practice. And Interlagos is quite a mixed downforce circuit, since it has a inner field with a lot of twistiness, and then two main very long straights. As we see Watak exiting the pits in the Ginetta in the NAS Rapid team with the number 1 livery of the Ginettas. Here we have Joe, the current GT4 leader in the Porsche Cayman GT4. Here we have a Blinken. He is the third position GT4 car. He won his first race at Spa, so he's a driver to look after. He could be likely to win. It will mostly be between Joe and a Blinken, I would suspect. And here we have Psycho, who had a very unfortunate situation in the first round at Spa with a disconnect from the race, which gave him a DNF, and then in round 2 he finished in 5th position. Round 2 was at Long Beach. It was dry at the start, and then in the middle part it started raining heavily. So drivers would have to go onto the wet tires, and then after it rained, it was starting to form a little bit of a dry line, but not enough for most cars, as some cars made a wrong decision to go out on slicks when it was still too wet, and crashed out due to that as well. So, Psycho and Abo are teammates now in the Ginetta G58s, and then we have Robin and I believe let's see. Right, Robin and LLL, who is not here for some reason. Ah, there's LLL. Perfect. So, in the Porsches, there's only one team in the GT4s, and those are the Porsches, consisting of Joe and Giga VR. So yeah, they have the lead in the GT4 team or Constructors Championship currently, with Joe setting in a 137.8, holding the lead in the GT4s. And then Psycho with a 127.223. Very quick. Ooh, getting sideways. Oh, he returned to the pit lane, as practice has now been completed and the final laps are coming in. And yes, the traffic can be quite difficult to manage sometimes. It is expected that the P1s lap the GT4s around 4 to 6 times during the race. So traffic management is very important to bring home a victory in the P1s. But for the GT4s it's not as important, since they are just supposed to hold their racing line when they are being lapped. As we see the practice results, with Attack in the lead, and then Psycho behind, 7/10 behind, and then Joe in the lead in GT4s. As qualifying is going to begin, 10 minutes of qualifying. Can also be difficult in the qualifying to get a clean lap without GT4 traffic, since both P1s and GT4s qualify at the same time. As we see Robin heading out. Here is a track map of Interlagos. Many drivers heading out of the pits. Robin is the recent champion of the Formula 1 championship that we had, the F1 2022 and 2025 championship. So he's a very quick driver. But now he's in the seat of a prototype car in the endurance championship. So all the drivers in P1 cars are pro and super licensed drivers. Those in the GT4s are amateur license drivers, as they haven't gotten enough points yet to get into the pro and super. So that's how we split up the multi-class between GT4 and P1s. So here Robin has started his first lap. See here is his teammate about to start his lap, getting onto the main straight. Joe started his lap as well. Ooh, someone's gone off. Ooh, has gone off. Okay, Robin went off. You could see that on the track map. So that's his lap ruined. A blinking has not gone out yet to set his lap. Could be some technical issues, or he's just waiting for some reason. Yeah, Robin with a time, not a very good one, since the running off track. And then Ember, dear, a very good time, 1:25.606. Then, so Team T-Rex, consisting of Psycho and Abo in the P1s. Psycho yet to set a good time, it seems. Coming up on the main straight. LLL taking the lead in the P1s with a 125.433. Psycho moving up a bit into 4th place. Ember only 2/10 behind LLL. Roughly 2/10. Then here we have the GT4 leader of Joe with a 138.260. Letting Geramix by in the Chevrolet Camaro. And a P1. That's Watak getting by. Watak currently in 4th position. Something happened to his lap, it seems, as he returned to the pit lane. Now it gets dark quite quickly, since the race starts at 17 in-game time, and then it's 5 times time progression. So in the race it's 1 hour, and 5 times that it's 5 hours, 17 plus 5. That's gonna be 22. So at 10 o'clock the race is expected to finish. So then it's quite dark. As we see, Giga VR 3 seconds behind his teammate in the Porsche GT4, and Geramix took the lead in the Chevrolet Camaro with Joe 3/10 behind. That's interesting, as he's not been this far up before. In the last race he finished in 4th position at Long Beach. But then in Spa he actually finished 2nd. From not physically 2nd, because Joe got a time penalty from speeding in the pit lane, which costed him the 2nd position to Geramix. As we see, Joe getting in a better time and getting past Geramix with a 137.716. Very tight and close between 1st and 2nd place in the P1s, with only 1/10 behind above from LLL in the lead. Then only 2 minutes left in the qualifying. See if some drivers can get their final laps in before it's too late. As we see a car leaving the pit lane. Unsure which car that is. So, Psycho in the last place of the P1s seems to be on a lap again. See if he can improve his position. Let's get it on board on the roof. as we can see it gets dark quite quickly, even in qualifying, and therefore the temperatures are decreasing quickly as well. So that's something you have to adapt to when racing in this endurance, and don't get caught out by the lower temperatures while braking and such. Ooh, going wide. That's unfortunate for Psycho. Too wide on the exits of the final corner. Here we have Robin on a lap as well, catching up quickly to a GT4 traffic ahead. Over the white line slightly, but most likely not track limit violation. A bit of oversteer on that final corner. Let's see if it's gonna be a good time. Never mind, he gave up on that time. Ember as well, and there's LLL. And then we have Joe trying to improve, second place in the GT4. So, LLL in first place in P1 with a 124.545, followed by Abo and Ember, then Watak, Robin, and then Psycho in the P1. There is qualifying session over. So, Geramix 33 in the lead of starting a pole in GT4 with 113.139. Then we have Joe in second, then a blinking, then Giga VR, as the race is about to start. So it's gonna be a 1 hour long race. Alright, first it's gonna be a bit of a waiting time as they are setting up their vehicles and adding fuel and such. So a pit stop for fuel is going to be likely, as it is 2 times fuel wear and tire wear. So, and about 43 laps for the P1s to finish here, and it's gonna be a rolling start, a 2-lane rolling start with P1s having the inside lane, coming up to the first corner. Sorry, the drivers starting in odd position numbers have the inside lane, while drivers with even starting numbers have the outside lane. It is debatable if they're gonna need to change tires because of the 2x tire wear, but at the same time it takes some time to change tires, so you can also just lose on doing it. As there goes the formation lap, LLL leading them. Now on all previous races there have been always some sort of mess up in the rolling start, so hopefully we can get a completely clean one this time. So we have 6 P1s and then 3 GT4s, as a Blinken seems to have gotten a disconnect. Yeah, I don't see a Blinken anymore. So the Ginetta car is out, it seems. Very unfortunate for him. So they should get into formation at the final straight, heading up to the start. So LL Racing in the lead with the 53 livery with LL and Robin. Very tight here, heading up as they get into formation in 2 lanes. Alright, so LLL should have the inside there, as they're now heading up to the start. The green lights go and they are underway. LLL with a good start. 3 wide, almost 4 wide behind. Ooh, bit of contact. Contact again for Ember and Watak. As Watak is now under attack from Robin on his inside, as they are 3 wide. Heading up into the 4th corner. Robin on the inside squeezes Watak out. Geramix behind Joe in GT4. Giga VR losing behind time on the lead of GT4. Watak right behind Robin again. And now Robin is attacking Ember. LLL got a very good start as he's now running away in the lead. Could be running a lower fuel strategy in the start. So it's gonna be interesting with the strategies and how much fuel they take and if they change tires or not, as that could have a big impact on the race. A bit sideways for Robin, as he seems to be leaving Attack behind. Geramix still very close behind Joe. in the Camaro and Joe in the Porsche. Joe getting off the track there, possibly slowing him down a bit. Very big and heavy the Camaro GT4 is, but it has quite a lot of power in its engine. So it could be a good car around a track like this with a long main straight. As Amber is still very close behind Abo. Down straight. Should be braking around the 100 mark. A bit wide for a bow. As Robin has just gone past attack for 4th position. Oh, Robin getting sideways here. Attack having to slow down to not cause a collision with him, as damage is on, so you do not want to have a collision, as that could ruin your race very much. Both that you're losing time because of your damage, so your car will be running slower and it will be harder to handle, but then also repairing that damage also takes time, so you lose time in both those ways if you get damage. So it will be very bad if you get damage, especially during this endurance race. So attack is getting closer once again, taking a different line throughout that chicane, a bit tighter on the first apex than Robin. Abo seems to have been able to gain some time on Ember, and he seems to be gaining on the leader of LLL. Could have a interesting battle for the lead soon if Abo catches LLL. As Robin is now also leaving attack behind. Ooh, sideways for attack. Psycho gets by. That was not very good of attack. Now he's lost 2 positions, both to Robin and Psycho, during the opening of this race. No, just 5 minutes of this race. He seems to have some damage, or it's just dirt on his side of his car. That could be affecting his car performance if he's got some issue with the car. As they have already put on their headlights, as it is starting, the sun is starting to go down. The battle for the lead in GT4 is still very close though, as Giga VR has dropped back quite a lot from Garamix and Joe. but Joe is slightly starting to pull away from Garamix. Very nimble, that Porsche car. As Abo is yet getting closer to LLL, almost in his slipstream range now. Only separated by 1 second now. As the attack is getting closer to Psycho as well. Probably looking for a overtaking opportunity now. As Psycho misses that apex, going a bit wide in that corner. Then this corner here is flat out until you brake here in the final corner, heading up the main straight. Psycho attack should be in his slipstream range now. Getting very close. Looking for the inside, not quite close enough. Now his second opportunity in the slipstream on this long straight. Not a very good exit for attack there, as he seemed to almost drop down a gear too much. It sounded like that. As Psycho misses the apex once again. Oh, very wide for attack there. That is ruining his exit to that straight. As this one is flat out here. Abo has dropped back a bit more again from LLL. Now is 1.5 seconds behind. Robin has dropped down significantly for some reason. Could be damage or could be some technical issue to his car. But yeah, he's 20 seconds behind and the driver in front. So LLL has the fastest lap at the moment of 1:25.917. In the P1s. And then in GT4, Joe has the fastest lap of 1:37.752, as I think they are going to start lapping some GT4s soon. And there they are, lapping Joe and Garamix in the GT4s. So the traffic management is very important here, to not get stuck behind a GT4 car for way too long and losing time on that. as well as not causing an accident with them. The GT4 car's main task is to just be predictable and keep their racing line, and then the P1's task is to manage their way around the GT4s, as the GT4s are not supposed to move out of the way of the P1s. This seems to have caused some more distance between Attack and Psycho now, as Psycho could have gotten past the traffic a bit better. Or they may not have got into the traffic yet. No, they have not. Now they are getting to the traffic. Ooh, round goes Joe. When being lapped by P1s. Oh, into the wall. That's not very good. That must have cost him a lot of time to Garomix, as he's now into the lead. Garomix in the Camaro. And possibly some damage for Joe there. Yeah, he may have to get into the pits to repair that. No caution, as he got away quite quickly from that incident. But now he's in the hunt. He's 10 seconds behind Garomix. Having to hunt him down now. Garomix with the fastest lap actually of 1:38.428 in the GT4s, and then a Bow with the fastest lap now in P1s with 1:25.880. Now he's very close to LLL for some reason. LLL could have gone off. He's now less than half a second behind. As LLL goes wide once again. So you have 5 track limit warnings before you get a 21-second time penalty. So you don't want to be wasting those warnings away. A bit sideways for LLL. Apo is getting very close now. Onto the main straight. Will he have the slipstream? Yes, he will. Will he manage to get by with the aid of slipstream now? He's not really in the slipstream. There is. Looking down the inside. Just not close enough, as LLL is later on the brakes and managing to hold him back. As Attack and Psycho are separated by 1 second. So it's a battle for P1 and P5, no P4 currently. As Ember is a bit further back, 2 seconds behind Abo and LLL. As Abo is going to get another run now down the main straight. See if he can get it to work this time. not close enough yet again, as LLL is still in the lead. And Joe is lacking more and more time to Germix, as he is now 14 seconds behind Germix, possibly due to damage on that front end of the Porsche. Abo is still less than half a second behind LLL, as they are now catching up to GT4 traffic of GigaBR. Yes, they are going to get past the GT4 on this straight, so not disturbing them way too much. Now Abo with the slipstream once again, but most likely too far back again to make a move. As Attack has been in the pit lane, now heading out, possibly refueled or repaired damage. As we see GigaVR in the pit lane as well, getting third. Abo is still on that hunt for Ember now. Okay, so Ember is in the lead now. Yes, seems like LLL has made a mistake. Or he's been in the pit lane. We have Attack in front of him. And then Abo, then... Okay, yes, so he is in third place. Seems like he's made a mistake somewhere that made Ember and Abo get past, and then Ember got past Abo somehow. So possibly a collision between Abo and LLL then, which made Ember able to capitalize on that. As they are now lapping a GT4 car. Joe still in second place. 10 seconds behind Germix. Wide once again in that corner. Many drivers seem to be going wide there, as Robin is exiting the pits. So now Abo has another hunt to do to catch up to Ember, half a second behind him, on the edge of being in the slipstream here. Now the top 3 and the top 4 actually haven't pitted yet, so possibly the next lap I would guess they are going to get into the pit lane for refueling, as we have Joe, second place in GT4, into the pit lane. Abo has lost out more time on Ember now, 2 seconds behind. Something must have happened to him, as we have more GT4 traffic with the Geramix there in the Camaro. Let's see if Ember can get past nicely down the inside. Costed him a bit of time there, as Abo will get a free pass on the straight with no time really lost to him. Very slow into that first corner, possibly braking too early. Yes, so Abo is losing out more time now, as he's almost 3 seconds behind now. And yeah, now there is 3 seconds behind. So Ember is starting to run away. Joe is very far behind Geramix now since the pit stop, as Geramix seems to not have pitted yet. Possibly going into the pits now. No, he's going another lap around. Almost halfway into the race now, as it is quite dark now. Geramix here being left by Attack in the P1. So it's looking fairly decent for T-Rex racing team with Psycho and LLL. No, not Psycho and LL, I meant Psycho and Abo, as Ember is going into the pit lane. And LL and Abo staying out. And Psycho going into the pit lane as well. And that is... who was that? That was Robin. Looks like he has some damage to his car. On the sides. Now there's the map for the circuit. So then the blue dots are the GT4s, and then the red dots are the P1s. Right, and then that random blue dot there at the end of the pit lane is the safety car, which is an AI vehicle. As Abo and LLL are into the pit lane now. As they are possibly still waiting for damage repairs, and there Abo goes. And LLL seems to stay a bit longer. Now getting overtaken by Ember, and Ember overtaking Abo on the exit of the pit lane. So, Abo 2 seconds behind Ember. So he seems to have gained a little bit on the pit stops on Ember. And now Joe is about to lap a GT4 car in Giga VR. Then Geramix almost about half a lap ahead of Joe at this point. Let's see if Giga VR will get out of his way. Yes, here Joe gets by. Then we have Attack very closely behind Psycho now. Now Attack only 1 second behind Psycho. And then LL ahead of them. So it seems to be dry weather so far. So quite a basic pit strategy, as we have now went more than halfway into this race. Robin lapping GT4 traffic. As Giga VR has gone past Joe again somehow. Possibly Joe spinning out, making Giga VR get past again. But still, Giga VR is a lap down, so doesn't matter that much in the end. But of course he loses out to Garamix in the lead of the GT4s, as he's being lapped by Ember, I believe that is. Yes, so Ember is in the lead of the P1s. Now Joe is close to Giga VR again, having to lap him. And there he gets by as Giga VR seems to let him go. And Ember is running away even more from Abo again, as he's 3 seconds behind Ember once again. And Attack is not making big progress on catching Psycho in the battle of P4. We have Joe in the pit lane. Could be fuel, of course, and damage that he has to repair. Since he had some insets. Hitting the wall in the chicane. Some issue in the pit lane, it seems, as he's not getting refueled. Now that is very unfortunate. Something that you could do if you're not getting refueled is basically see if you can make another lap, try to go in again and refuel, but if you don't have the fuel to do that, then it's most likely over. But at least he finished more than halfway of the race, so he will still be getting half the points of P3. Very unfortunate. As he goes again, leaving the pits, and Garamix getting into the pits. Now he's gonna have to save fuel a lot, as you can change the fuel mapping on the in-car menu. You can change it to lean mode to spare even more fuel if you're running low on fuel. Alright. Still, okay, so Attack has gotten gotten past Psycho now in P4. As we were watching that fuel issue with Joe. Psycho still closely behind attack. Very close now, but he compromised his exit out of the chicane there by going deep. As Garamix is leaving the pit lane. Still in the lead. And there Joe has stopped at the side of the track, very unfortunately that he didn't get refueled by a bug of AMS2 that you don't get refueled. Nothing he could do about it, unfortunately. As Psycho is almost trying it around the outside on attack here. Now he has slipstream, and see if he can use it to get a good run. He seems to be too far back to make a move here, as he goes very deep, almost hitting attack once again in the chicane. And then compromising his exit again. As Giga VR is going to get lapped by the P1s. Now 20 minutes left in this race. And there Joe is out of the race now with that fuel issue. Attack going wide there in the final corner. That made Psycho catch up quite a bit. He's now half a second behind attack, and attack goes into the pit lane. Possibly his second pit stop this race. And Ember is starting to comfortably build his lead. Now Ember being the previous season's GT3 winner, as a bow gets very wide there, cutting across the sausage curb in the first chicane. But yes, Ember, very quick driver, winning the GT3 championship in his yellow Porsche 911. As season 3 of the GT3 League is going to start the 8th November. It's gonna be an exciting new season. Now, Robin seems to not be here anymore. He seems to be disconnected. He's disappeared from the driver's list. Alright, yeah, there he wrote car was undrivable. Possibly damage. He possibly had a incident. Very unfortunately, that is. Now attack lapping the leading GT4 of Garamix. Now LLL has started to catch up to Abo, it seems. Now with 15 minutes left on this race. And Giga VR into the pits again for some reason. Okay, so Psycho got lapped by Ember in the same class. Yeah, Ember really flying out there. Now more than half a second ahead of second and third place. Possibly he has to make another pit stop, but it's I'm not too sure. As Giga VR is exiting the pit lane. And Garamix being lapped by Abo. And then LOL behind. Nicely getting around the ice outside of that GT4. Now lapping Giga VR, both Ember and Psycho. Now the cars are very spread out on the map this late into this race, and unless Ember has to make another pit stop, it looks very likely that he's going to win. So, clean weather throughout this whole race now, as it is too late to start raining now, with only 11 minutes left on this race. Ooh, Psycho, very deep there, once again in the first chicane. He seems to be struggling with that braking point into the first chicane there, as you are going a very high speed from that main straight and then very hard on the brakes for the sharp first corner, so it's quite easy to mess up there. Okay, Giga VR exiting the pits behind Attack. Attack a bit wider, going onto the curb and grass, but keeping the car under control as it bounces out there. Now Giga VR is getting lapped by a bow in the P1, of course. Now LLL catching up to lap Giga VR. So, Ember getting into the pit lane. Now this is very interesting, as a bow gets into the lead now. So Ember had to make another pit stop. Now he drops down into third place as well. Will he lose further positions? No, Psycho is too far behind. So a bow now in the lead of the race, with LLL in second and Ember in third position. Now 10 seconds is the gap between LLL and Abo. Very unlikely that LLL manages to get that gap down in just 6 minutes now left. So unless Abo makes a crucial mistake, I think he's going to take this victory home. And hopefully none of them run out of fuel as well on the final lap, and they have done their fuel calculations correctly. Otherwise we can get quite a lot of drama here in the end. So, Abo in the T-Rex team. These will be fairly good results for them with a P1 and then a P4 with Psycho. And yeah, then Geramix comfortably in the lead in GT4 over GigaVR. At these closing stages of the race. As Attack is getting lapped by Abo as well. So this is how it looks from the driver's perspective in the cockpit. Now, possibly within slipstream range. So, Attack slow down and let Abo pass as he's being lapped and blue flag. And then Geramix is about to be lapped by the P1s with Abo and Attack. As their Abo goes by. And then Attack right by. Now only 2 minutes remain in this race, and Abo starts a new lap. So possibly 2 more laps remaining, as Abo will manage to get 1 more lap in before the timer runs out. Oh wow, LLL and Ember are battling it out. LLL must have made a mistake. Oh, he seems to be low on fuel. Yes, he's not done his fuel calculations correctly. This could make Psycho get by him. Okay. Now something crashed. Okay. So the lobby has just crashed. I'll see if I can get back in again. So just stand by as I will try to solve this issue. Okay, so it seems like I cannot get back inside. So that is very unfortunate. But yeah, this is a unfortunate end to the stream. But if you want to join this league, you can add me on Discord, NASCAR 24, or just check in the description as you will find it there. And yeah, the GT3 championship starts 8th November, same time as this one. So 1900 BST. And make sure to subscribe and like to not miss possible highlight videos of this race, since we cannot watch it all now because of a disconnect. But yeah, that is Automobilista 2 for you. And yeah, other content that could come out on this channel. So until then, I'll see you another time. Bye. Take care.